ladies and gentlemen, it is officially PBJ time, and unfortunately for the rest of the NBA, I am not talking about lunch. I'm talking about Patrick Baldwin Jr., first-round draft pick to the Golden State Warriors. He's a power forward who can pretty much ball handle like a guard. He is 6'10", 7'2" wingspan. He was the 5th rated prospect coming out of high school a couple years ago. It's not just him, though. James Wiseman is back. James Wiseman has only played 2 games so far in this preseason. The first was a little bit more exciting to watch than the second. But if we see anything similar to even like rookie James Wiseman, but if we have a healthy James Wiseman doing what he did in Japan against the Washington Wizards, the league's in even more trouble. If I'm an opposing team, I'm thinking to myself, hold on, not only do they have your big 3, they won the championship last season, but now they also have Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and also a healthy James Wiseman with his athletic potential and PBJ. It's unfair. It really is unfair. The Golden State Warriors are looking to do something that pretty much no NBA team has ever done. You create and establish a dynasty, 4 rings in 8 years, and you continue that going once the first core is done, /retired, /gone, whatever the case may be for the Golden State Warriors. No team has ever done, ever, what the Golden State Warriors are planning and doing right now. James Wiseman is an athletic freak. If Kevon Looney and Draymond Green can give this guy a little bit of a lesson as far as here's how you set the picks, let's put in the reps, let's put in some work, we're going to mentor you, which is what they're already doing, because Draymond Green, Kevon Looney are 2 of the best big, like honestly, they're a really underrated duo. We all know Draymond Green's really good. Kevon Looney might be one of the most underrated players in the entire NBA. But those are some pretty good mentors. Those are some pretty good bigs at setting screens to mentor James Wiseman. But also PBJ, listen, you have a guy, first off, he played a couple of games in Milwaukee last season. If he didn't go to Milwaukee and he played most of the season, let's say PBJ went to Duke and played for most of the season, he would have been a top 10 pick regardless. There's no disputing it. He would have 100% been a top 10 pick. But before we get into this video a little bit more, if you guys enjoy, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for daily videos. Let's try and get 100 likes on today's video. That would be absolutely awesome. But anyways, like I said, Patrick Baldwin was the 5th best prospect out of high school just a couple of years ago, right behind other Golden State Warriors young future star Jonathan Kuminga. Oh, man, this team is too good. They're way too good. So what can Patrick Baldwin do? Well, we actually got a nice little taste of it in the Golden State Warriors' first preseason game and a little bit the other night. Patrick Baldwin Jr. can shoot threes. Don't look at his stats at Milwaukee because, like I said, he only played a couple of games. He also got injured. Didn't shoot the best, right? That's not what I'm worried about, Patrick Baldwin Jr. In high school, he shot 44% from downtown in his final season. I know high school versus college versus the NBA is completely different. However, Patrick Baldwin Jr. will be a plus 30% three-point shooter in the NBA, and he will be right out of the gate. And you'll see it because Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors will play Patrick Baldwin. You want to know why? Well, as we're mentioning, he's 6'10", 7'2" wingspan who can shoot threes. He's a power forward. He can play the point forward, which is pretty much what he played a little bit in college. Can ball handle like a guard. Can switch on to pretty much 1 to 5. Like pretty much Patrick Baldwin can switch on to 1 through 5. What we saw already is high IQ basketball. I know it's preseason. I know we're talking about just preseason here. But Patrick Baldwin showed me exactly that he has high IQ out there, and he can defend, and he can do a multitude of different things on offense. He will play basketball games. That is Steve Kerr's bread and butter. We have a young guy. We have any player who can defend, know where to be on both sides of the court. he'll play. So PBJ 100% will be in this Warriors rotation. Now, for the Warriors' long-term success, not necessarily this year, because you still have your main core. You still have Kayvon Looney, Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole. You got Dante DiVincenzo. You got JaMychal Green. There's still plenty of talent at the top. But long-term, Golden State, how are these young players going to develop? Are they going to develop into star players, winning players, the whole 9 yards, which is what they're hoping, and we're all kind of just assuming. I'm assuming that Golden State will be competitive as long as they have most of those young core players for the next 5 years at least. Golden State, until, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the decade, by come 2030, Golden State will still be competing for championships every single season. You have the next splash brother in Jordan Poole, and now you have all these, they just keep acquiring young talent. They keep developing their young talent, guys like Jordan Poole, James Wiseman. Now you're about to see breakout seasons from Kuminga, Moody, and Wiseman, and now you have Patrick Baldwin Jr. That's not even the end of the line. You have Ryan Rollins. It's just they know exactly what they're doing. Bob Myers, people are not joking when they say this. Bob Myers might be Batman. I mean, Bob Myers, he actually might be Batman. He possesses it all. So shout out Bob Myers, because he knows exactly what he's doing. James Wiseman, I think it will be this season. I think you'll see the breakout season from James Wiseman. I think we'll get a much better and more consistent taste from Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga. I think Moses Moody has a realistic shot at breaking out. It's just going to come down to how much are they going to play him. Jordan Poole is also pretty much 20-point-per-game scorer, 4 assists. The Warriors right now don't technically really have a backup point guard, but that's why you have Dante DiVincenzo, who averaged 4 assists last season with Sacramento, and you have Jordan Poole, who averaged 4 assists in the playoffs and regular season for Golden State. Now, what this means is, especially with a James Wiseman guy out there, a phenomenal pick-and-roll player, just like Patrick Baldwin and Kayvon Looney, Draymond Green. What this means with their depth is you will have one of either Steph Curry or Jordan Poole out there on the court at the same exact time as James Wiseman and or Patrick Baldwin Jr. That is going to offensively get those two guys going a lot. So you're going to see a ton of flashes. You're going to see a ton of glimpses. You're going to see a ton of breakout games that's going to get you absolutely amped up. Even if you're not a Golden State Warriors fan, you're just going to enjoy this basketball because there's a lot of talent on both sides of the court with the whole entire roster. The whole entire roster, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the Warriors' young squad looking into this upcoming season, most specifically Patrick Baldwin Jr. or James Wiseman. Who do you think? Drop a comment down below. Do you think James Wiseman or Patrick Baldwin Jr. will have the better season? Peace. I know that's not the best question to ask, but that's how big I am on PBJ. James Wiseman, though, in his prime, he'll be 25-10. So, peace.